Yo, what's going on, y'all? We are back. Crazy weekend. Crazy weekend. Yeah, I guess it wasn't that crazy. It was crazy for Michigan, Jamon and McBurrows, honestly. I mean, I guess what was also crazy to me was our red zone plays. I guess that was kind of crazy too. The link is in the bio, bro. If you want to get on, the link is in the bio. The link is in the comments right above you. Yeah, but the play calling was just in the red zone was just questionable to me. And honestly, and this is just me being me, I guess. If that's if they want to play like that in the red zone, I know some people are gonna say they're saving plays for Ohio State. But if they want to play like that in the red zone, you might as well sit JJ down and put Alex Orgy in the game. So you can run the read with a power quarterback and run the ball. Three yards in a cloud of dust. Might as well. Uh, yeah, if we can score in the red zone, we definitely can be one of the best teams. Yeah, and I saw that he's pressing charges. I mean, he should. You get hit with a helmet in the tunnel. But yeah, I just feel like if that's what you want to do, put in the power back. Put in big 6'3", 240, 250. You want to run it every time in the red zone and call these basic run plays. I mean, put in the freaking nature. Let him do what he does. All right, let's see who we got in here. You live, bro.
Like, what's good?
What's going on, bro? How you doing?
All you know is living life.
Living
Hey man, did
life.
you
What you got to say?
Oh yeah, no, I feel you. But hold on. Did you? What did you learn from that Penn State Ohio State game? Because I feel like Ohio State. I don't know that they proved that they really fixed that toughness to me. Because if you watch them against Notre Dame, Penn State, and Iowa, really the only three average to above average D lines that they played outside of the fourth quarter against Notre Dame, that O line don't get no push.
Yeah, they haven't proved that they can run the ball like they need to, at least against a team like us, because nobody has ran the ball well against us. And I always talk about how deep we are. It's a problem. We because we
Oh
want
yeah.
to force y'all to pass the ball where you can't get third and shorts and things like this, like just like last year.
Oh yeah, I don't think because one of the biggest signs of toughness is obviously blocking, and to me they haven't fixed that at all.
No, it don't look like it at all. Definitely.
And then on top of that, I'm real impressed with Blake Corum, man. I feel like he's for a guy his size, he's super durable, which is I'm a little surprised by. I didn't think he'd be able to carry the load he's been able to carry.
Yeah, he's impressive. I didn't know, because I like to see somebody do something before I say it. I didn't know he was going to run like this. He's taking it on like I'm that dude and I have to be. Because
Oh
Donovan
yeah,
Edwards is
100.
bigger, but he don't run like that.
He's not consistent like Corum is. He's got that that flash, but he doesn't have the consistency on every down the way Corum does.
Yeah, he's not physical like Corum is.
Oh, 100. And I don't know if you watched that Penn State game, but the way they were covering Marvin Harris Jr. was frustrating. It was soft coverage. They did bracket him one time, and they did that zero blitz on third down, where it was soft coverage on a zero blitz. You gotta challenge him at the line if you're gonna do a zero blitz on third down. You can't just let him have free access into a slant route.
See, they got away with it once, and then later in the game, they on that big third or fourth down, they went back to that same blitz, and they should have had that blitzing corner. They should have had him drop back out, like fake the blitz and drop out. He would have got an interception because everybody knew what was about to happen. He's about to throw that slant to Marvin Harrison. The corner's 7 yards off. He can't make the play. Like, it was obvious, but they just ran the same blitz, and that was the ball game, basically.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like our D can hold up against Ohio State. We can stop the run, and then obviously we don't, make those kind of mistakes that the Penn State secondary. Because the past 2 weeks, Ohio State's offense has been real slow the first three quarters.
We gave the blueprint on how to slow down Ohio State or beat them if you've got the horses. You put those two safeties high consistently. Now, you can blitz every now and then, but you got to keep two safeties high and make them slowly go down the field. No big plays. If they get a catch, make the tackle and make them consistently move the ball short.
Because their receivers aren't getting the separation they were getting with Olave and Wilson. They're not getting that same separation, especially on man coverage.
Yeah, Ohio State fans overestimated what they had. You had Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson. These dudes had been on the team for 3-4 years. Beasts getting 1,000 yards, like killing in the NFL right now. And they just, we're going to be better next year. We're going to be we're going to beat LSU's records. I'm looking like, yeah, how? How? You just lost 2 NFL receivers.
Oh yeah. And are you impressed with Ohio State's defense?
I wouldn't say I'm impressed with them. I'll say they're better. But
I think they're better, but I think they're getting way overhyped, bro. I mean, don't get me wrong, JT, I can't pronounce his fucking last name, but JT whatever. Don't get me wrong, he had an amazing day, but if you really look at outside of that defense did not play well against Penn State. They gave him 500 yards of offense, 31 points, and I'm big on trenches, so if you watch that Penn State O-line is not really nothing special, but they was getting consistent push in the run game. And the running backs, if you take out Clippers numbers, the running backs were averaging 5 yards a carry. Because I'm looking at the running back matchup. I'm not really looking at the QB running it. I want to see what the running backs are going to do against the D-line. And they was consistently getting 3-6 yards a carry in that game.
Yeah, they were. And I'm not sure if Singleton was hurt or what, but he wasn't. They didn't run him a lot that much as I thought they would, since he's the number one, basically. They ran Allen more than I expected. I don't know if Singleton was hurt or whatever, but our backs are better than them. Like, our backs
and the O-line's better.
Exactly. So this game is building up to be something special, and hopefully we can, do what we do.
I think the only thing I'm worried about, honestly, is just being able to keep that Ohio State pass game in check. Because I think most other matchups, I think we fare well against this. I think the O-line could get pushed. I think the O-line can get pushed against anybody at this point, because they have got pushed against everybody at this point.
Yeah, the question about the game is going to be who scores touchdowns in the red zone. That's going to be the question on who basically wins it. Who can run the ball and who can make the other team kick field goals.
Yeah, because they both having the same issue right now. Past couple weeks, they both are struggling in the red zone.
Because if we kicked more field goals last year, it's a different game. We scored 6 touchdowns. Hassan had 5, and AJ Hennon had the other one. Ohio State kicked like 2-3 field goals. Ball game.
I will say though, we're moving the ball better between the 20s than they are.
Yeah, that's what we do. We dink dunk. Run the ball, get 5, 6, 7, 10, and then. But it's about we got to get those touchdowns. See, right about now is when Hassan Haskins last year started to turn up, and he got in the zone. If we were on the 5 going in, he was scoring.
Yeah, I didn't like some of that play calling yesterday in the red zone. I thought they got a little too cute,
It was
honestly.
trash, just in general. Like the routes, everything. It was just trash, and it was kind of vanilla to me. Like it just wasn't there. They got to get
It almost, I hate hearing this type of stuff, but it almost felt like they felt like they could just win the game playing conservative as possible. And I know they get said a lot, but it just had that vibe to it. Even though I don't
that's
like to look at it like
hardball.
that,
That's
that's true. It
that's
is horrible.
hardball. Hardball wants to run over everybody if he can. He will run over everybody. That's what he wants to do. I will run over you, and you just won't be able to do that because that's the hardest time to score is from the 5 going in.
Oh
Like
yeah.
so,
And I'm with you when I hear you say that we should prepare. I mean, MSU was a perfect time to prepare that pass game more, just because of their secondary. And I feel like we could have taken advantage of that just to
yeah,
prepare. Because I mean, you going into Columbus, you know what I'm
you got
saying?
to get ready. You got to get JJ and the receivers ready for that, just in case Ohio State does slow down our run game. So you have to have them ready to be on the same page. Do we trust going to Cornelius right now? No. You know what I'm saying? Who's besides Ronnie and Shoemaker? Who do we trust? Roman Wilson, true, but if you know what I'm saying, like you got Cornelius, you got Andrell, you got a bunch of dudes. Nobody really trusts. There's the trust isn't really there right now. I don't think, except for with Ronnie and
Yeah.
Shoemaker. Roman Wilson, since he came back, he hasn't gotten the ball at all.
Well, that wasn't JJ's best game either because I rewatched some of the plays and there was a few, probably more than a few, but there was a few plays I saw where there were some receivers open over the middle. I think Loveland was open over the middle on one play where he threw it to on the side. I can't remember who he threw to on the sideline, but Loveland was actually open over the middle. I think it was like cover 3, and he was open over the middle. I don't know if you
Yeah,
saw that.
JJ didn't play that well. I mean, besides him scrambling, but his passing, he didn't play that well.
Yeah, it was more just the decision making and going through your reads. Which you know what? At this point, is it more of a hardball thing? Because I mean, every quarterback seems to develop this kind of issue.
I feel like Harbaugh whittles his quarterbacks down to a nub to where they second guess a lot of the things that come natural to them. They start
Yeah, because I
second
don't
guessing everything.
I don't think you could put in a quarterback at this point when every quarterback has developed to with the same pattern to where they just start reading the field all the same.
Yeah, that's true. I believe it's Harbaugh. But I
Because
got
he loves his quarterbacks to throw at the tight ends. I mean, I feel like he coaches them to like look for the tight end.
yeah. And it hurts us when you got all these receivers. But I got other people in the
Oh,
queue. So I appreciate it, bro.
all right, word. Yeah, have a good one.
All right, you too. All right. My guy, Greg.
What's up, Johnny?
Yeah, what's going on? Now,
3 years, we finally get to chat, huh?
this man right here supports this is a supporter right here. This this is my guy right here. Can you hear me?
All right. So I was sitting like about the 40-yard line for the entire game, and from that viewpoint, it was pretty amazing. Uh, I feel like Harbaugh has taken the current trend in college football and reversed it. So he has I think his game plan is controlled by his scrimmage. So he has big mauling offensive linemen, big mauling defensive linemen, and he has Blake Corum. So Blake Corum is going to find holes. So he's not going to put the ball in harm's way. So and I got it out here, so it's really hard to talk. So he's not, he is going to do what he does, and that's basically just control the line of scrimmage. All the defenses are built to defend the pass. All these pass happy trends that are going on with pretty much every college. So all the defensive linemen are undersized, all the linebackers are undersized, and we just steamroll them. And then when I was watching the pass plays happen, I feel like the entire game plan, Michigan State, was the same game plan against we had against Indiana, which was very vanilla. It was a basic pass tree, and we ran one bubble screen where Bell where he fumbled, and then I think I remember one reverse we ran to Wilson, and then he didn't really get very far. But everything else was just very basic, and I think he knew he was steamroll. I just feel like he's got everything under control. Then you look at Ohio State; he gave up 371 yards passing, another 121 yards rushing. So I felt like the defense was completely exposed. So I just think at the end of the day, I have all my faith in Harbaugh. I'm old school. You can see the gray in my beard. I played in a era where it was run. Woody Hayes said, when you throw the ball, three things can happen, and two of them aren't good. So I think if we can control Ohio State's time, it'll be a walk in the park. And running game travels and defense travels. Passing game's a little bit more difficult. So I think we're better than last year, and I think at the end of the day, well, JJ McCarthy's better, and he's gotten another thing. When he was going downfield, I saw from above, he was finding the guys. That play when Ronnie Bell, the call got reversed. Ronnie Bell threw in the corner, like he threw his hand up, and McCarthy saw him and put it right in there. And Michigan State, I missed a couple guys coming across the middle, but when he was scrambling to the right. I don't know. To me, I feel like it's completely under control. I just feel like it's completely under control.
Yeah. We had the game under control. It's just the red zone. The red zone is just the money time, because if we don't score in the red zone and get touchdowns, that's how teams stay in the game. Michigan State was they're horrible. So it ain't matter. And our defense, you gotta stop the video. You can't have the video playing while you're on the stream. That's what it is.
So what do I do for that?
You got to stop the live. You watching the live and on the video.
So do I just click leave?
No.
Oh,
I don't know what it happened. Yeah, if you jump in, you can't have your you can't be watching the video and in the stream, or it's gonna create all that noise. Let's see. He low key. Appreciate the $20 super chat. Hey, I appreciate y'all. Let's see who we got. Ronnie Bravo. You live, bro.
Hey, yo, Johnny, what's up, bro?
What's going on?
Hey, pretty good. Happy Monday to you. Happy Halloween if you celebrate that type of stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and get into before I even get into anything I'm getting into, I'm going to comment on the tunnel situation that we had. So I know Jaden McBurrow, everybody's coming to his defense and everything. And I have an unpopular opinion about this. To me, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, bro. Like, people were saying, it was 10-on-1. I understand that, but you got to look at how I saw when he rushed into the tunnel with them still going up into the tunnel, and he's skipping and pointing at folks. Yeah. I mean, you pretty much looking for smoke at that point. So, I mean, he got what he got. I'm not happy about it. I wish he put up a better fight than he did. I understand it's 10-on-1. At least take one of their legs out or something. Make me proud of what you did, but it didn't happen. But I'm glad he's okay and everything. But I played college athletics. You got an ACL. You don't go in for treatment 1 second left in the game or when the game clock's at 0. You pretty much already in there, and he doesn't really play like that. So you pretty much already in there, or you stand out there until the tunnel clears. So I don't believe that. I don't believe he was getting treatment. I think he was antagonizing them, and he got what he got. I'm more disappointed in Jamon Green because he's probably. I understand you got hit with a helmet and everything, but you pressing charges on that. You should be pressing charges on Keon Coleman because he raped you out there today. I mean, that's what you need to be pressing charges on. But I digress. I just wanted to get on that before I touch on anything else. Hopefully they're okay. We just move on. I'm not in favor of them changing the tunnel. It's been like that for 100 years, and we ain't had no incidents, so leave it the way it is. But in terms of what I saw in the game, Junior Colson, not only can he not hit, but he can't cover either. Is what I noticed.
Not really.
He gets beats on crossing routes. He got abused on that deep cover route with Keon Coleman. So he didn't have a good game. He worries me a little bit to be so talented that he was. Hopefully he'll figure it out. He's only a sophomore, I think.
Yeah.
He's a true sophomore. So hopefully he figures it out. We'll see. Whatever other thing that concerns me is, our pass rush for a long time, it wasn't getting there. And when it did, when they missed, they can't recover. So, I mean, they show very slow recovery speed when it comes to that. Peyton Thorne is nowhere near a burner, and he got free a few times, and they couldn't get to him. So that concerns me, even though I don't think we have any other rushing quarterbacks later on this year. But Lord forbid, please don't let us lose to Ohio State. But if we do, we pretty much going to go to the Rose Bowl. We'll probably see USC. And then we got to deal with Caleb Williams. So that's going to be concerning if we can't stop if we losing on the pursuit. So that's one thing that I was not happy about. And then here's the other thing that was pissing me off. We got Jade. I know you don't follow recruiting, but we had Jaden Davis in attendance to this game, a 5-star quarterback. And then you doing all this with a 5-star quarterback in attendance, and you letting your current 5-star who's out there not throw the ball, being scared to throw the ball, don't want to take a chance throwing the ball in the red zone. You don't trust your 5-star when you're trying to host a 5-star. I don't get the logic in that. Did they not know who was there? He don't want to see you hand the ball to Corum 28, 30 times like that. Come on, man. At least try to throw it in the red zone.
That's hardball, but I hate it. I hate it just on the fact of you get these receivers and you don't use them. It's like I feel bad for the receivers that come to Michigan.
Yeah, you're gonna catch 21 passes for 300 yards all year in a 13-game schedule. Like, why would I want to come to Michigan for that?
I don't know. I don't see how we get even close to some of these guys because it's like, why would you come here? But I mean,
man, Roman Wilson should have 1,000 yards by now. Come on, man.
Yeah, they don't. Honestly, and what I didn't like was when they threw it at the end of the game. They tried a deep pass. Why are you trying that now?
You had all game to run up the score.
Yeah, why now you want to run it up when the game is pretty much in the bag, like 2 minutes left or something, like, bro.
Yeah, it's like they got all
why is Corum still in?
Yeah, they matchups and lineups are all wrong. Like, they want to throw fade routes in the end zone to 5'10" receivers instead of your 6'3" receiver. You want to put your tight end in a crossing route on a drag route instead of your 5'11" speedy receiver. Like, they don't know how to match up.
Yeah, they don't know how to use the talent.
Yeah,
I'm starting to understand that.
Yeah,
because they don't. It seems like they don't understand just some of the stuff about. It's shocking, but like, why would you're on the far hash? Why would you run that jet sweep reverse to the short side? How would you
Exactly.
run that when you got
Yeah.
all this field over here and
Right.
you run it over here?
Yeah.
Like, it don't even make sense. Like, that's dumb. And
They
that's
do
like
that.
the third or fourth time this season they've done that.
They do that with bootlegs. Like they'll bootleg it to the left side of the field with a right-handed quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. They do
Like,
things that are like, come on, y'all. Like, we don't get paid to do this, and it's
and
just
we can see it.
obvious.
Yeah, that's just. But I'm not. We need a Matt Weiss on the not Matt Weiss. We need a God. How do I just forget our defensive coordinator name?
Mentor.
Yeah, Jesse Minter. Yeah, we need a Jesse Minter on the offensive side because he understands matchups and adjustments.
He
Yeah.
might be something serious.
He might be better than, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but he might actually be better than Mike McDonald.
It's looking like he is because that second half you get
Right.
nothing.
I can't believe I'm saying that because Mike McDonald was a godsend last year, but he might be actually better than McDonald.
But you know what it was coming from Don Brown, man blitz, no,
Don't get me started.
no adjustments.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, thank God somebody to change it up. Now we got Mentor who's coming in second half, like, all right, they did this.
Exactly.
This is how we gonna stop it. Let's get them.
Yeah, I'm gonna act like I'm actually act like I had 2 weeks to prepare for something,
Exactly. So,
but that's all I had, bro. I just wanted to state my piece on that.
All right, appreciate you calling in, bro.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, buddy.
You too. Yes, sir. Like understanding and me knowing him that he's actually smart. When Jamon got beat, those two, I think it was 2 drives. And then he put in that safety, put the safeties over the top. I was like, oh yes, thank God. We got a defensive coordinator that actually understands what's going on. They just want to throw it up. Put 2 safeties over there. We probably should have got some picks off of that, but hey, as long as that safety is over the top, you ain't finna be able to throw that bull up. It's so simple. And people wonder why I was about to have a heart attack when Don Brown was here. Because football is simple if you just know what they're doing and know how to stop it. It's coaching. You live, bro.
Hey.
What's going on?
Hey, man. I've been watching a lot, and can you tell me this? Why is Cornelius Johnson starting over Andrew Anthony? I don't understand that. He gave up the fumble in the last game. They should have took.
Honestly, I would say he's probably a great blocker, and he's been starting for like 3 years now, I believe. I think this is his 3rd year he's starting. So I think it's just that. I think it's just that because he makes a lot of mental mistakes.
Yes. I don't know the talent of Andrew Anthony. I think that'll make us so much more explosive. What you're giving up in blocking, you could really make a difference.
They wasting that kid, and I hate it. They wasting a lot of the talented receivers. They're just wasting it. Like they don't even try to get a lot of these dudes the ball. AJ Henning, he's a punt returner. He got a couple routes this last game, but if they don't try to get these dudes, the receivers, they don't try to get them dudes the ball.
Yeah, and hopefully, that doesn't lead to them transferring, man. But that's really what I wanted to say, Johnny, man. Thanks.
Oh, no problem, bro. Appreciate you calling in.
Have a good one.
You too. Yeah, and I know people are gonna say we're winning and we're winning. Yeah, we're winning, and that's no problem. But it's great to win, but let these dudes, because they've got the talent. The talent is there. Let these dudes shine some. Like these dudes work hard, school, training, getting their body right. Let them receivers get their shine on, especially in games where you killing them. Michigan State wasn't coming back. I don't care if JJ throws a pick six, throws 2 pick six. He's going to have to throw about 3-4 pick sixes for them to come back in that game. They wasn't coming back. That just wasn't finna happen. They can't move the ball. Not with 2 safeties over the top. Let these receivers get some shine. We got Rutgers next. Hopefully I don't care how you get it to them. Jet sweeps, screens, scheme up a deep play. Let these receivers eat some. Like, not only just so they can have some confidence, but you got to get everything prepared for Ohio State. Like, hold on, let me put this up here real quick. Appreciate the $10 super chat, bro. He says we need an experienced offensive coordinator. The success of our run game should be able to create plenty man-on-man matchups for the deep ball. That's a fact. So by the time we get to people, yes, we're winning and it's great. It's a great thing. But just like Joel Klatt says, I have to measure Michigan to Ohio State because they got to go through each other. So while we're just like they've got things they need to work on, what we need to work on is our passing game to be prepared just in case they slow down our run game. What was the problem when we played Georgia? We thought we would be able to run it down Georgia's throat, and when they stopped it, we didn't have a game plan for it. Didn't have a backup plan for them stopping the run. It was just like, oh boy, let's just keep trying to run it. Then the mistakes just started piling up. Like, you have to have everything ready to go. Your run game is elite right now. Honestly, we might want to slow down on running Blake so much when we don't have to. This dude is getting 30 carries a game. You might want to slow it down on doing that because we do it when we don't have to. He's still in the game late in the fourth. We up 20. Go sit that man down. That's a workhorse. You go sit him down and kick his feet up. You let Donovan Edwards either learn, you let him get out there and figure out how to run with some physicality. It's just got to be done. Don't run that man to death. Now, the passing game, you got to get ready. You want everything clicking on all cylinders and ready to go into that Ohio State game. You trust the run game. How much do you trust JJ? How much do you trust Cornelius? How much do you trust AJ Henning? I know people saying saving plays. I don't buy into that saving plays. They're probably saving a few, but you got to work on executing them plays in the game. Just like we ran that trick play at the end. Did that look like crisp execution? You got to work. You got to play. You can do a trick play or work on a scheme, but you have to work on some of this stuff in the game. Because you can know what play is coming. I can tell you what play we running. Can you stop it though? We're going to keep executing this play because you can't stop it. Our execution is better than your execution on defense. My player is better than your player. Just like that push pass to Blake Corum. Michigan State had it stopped. But you know what? Blake Corum was better than those two defenders. They were right there ready to make the stop. But Blake said, I'm better than you. So let these dudes go out and execute. Stop playing scared. I'm just saying. Now, if we go into a game and we having problems and the pass game ain't looking, then everybody's gonna be complaining. That's the point. So that was a little rant, but it has to be said. He was waiting on Blake, waiting on him. That was just hard. That was just Blake saying, I'm better than you, dog. I'm scoring. Not this year. Y'all ain't getting no fluke fourth down stop or nothing like that. Nah, we scoring. So that's the thing. Execute. The run game can execute. How well can the pass game execute? We still trying to find out. We got to see. But the thing that, and before we get to Ohio State, Illinois got old Wisconsin's game plan, just like our game plan. Run the ball, heavy run game, good, maybe even great back with a defense. That Illinois defense is for real. So they might, because the thing about what we do, not many people do it. So we can stop the run. Our players go against a run game every day in practice, a great run game. Illinois, same thing. So they're going to be prepared to be physical, and just like Iowa. Iowa runs the ball all the time, and so these teams that still play that old school ball, we play Illinois. It might not be easy because that defense is for real, and we might need JJ then before Ohio State, and then it's right before Ohio State. So who knows how the players might be looking ahead because they're going against Illinois. Like, it's Illinois. We finna wipe the floor with them. Then Illinois might hit us in the mouth. All of a sudden, you look, we in a dogfight because we playing, the Spider-Man. Both teams looking at each other like, both Spider-Man looking at each other like, is that me? That's Illinois right now. So let's see. Anton Johnson says, I hope Jim comes off that conservative BS and stop being stubborn and work the passing game. Timing, we might need it. Personally, I think we need more variety in the route tree. The route tree is trash right now. I'm sorry. A lot of the stuff I saw in the red zone, and it's just so basic. And you're not going to be surprising teams that much because they see it. Every other team passes the ball. So you ain't going to be like, oh, I've never seen that. Yeah, you've never seen it from Michigan, but that doesn't mean they won't be prepared for it because they see it every week because everybody else throws the ball. Hitch, go route. We saw a deep post off of a play fake. Beautiful. Looked easy. Like, I'm starting to really wonder about these coordinators. We don't know who's calling the plays, but I'm starting to worry about them a little bit because, like you said, the route tree, the concept of the passing game. What are your concepts? How do you want dudes to get open? You would think with a dude like JJ, comeback routes. I ain't seen no out routes thrown really that much lately. Before, when he first got to start, we would see him. I ain't seen out routes that much. I ain't seen a comeback route all season. You would think these were some of the things you would see, like a comeback route on the outside to Ronnie Bell, Cornelius, one of those dudes, Andrell Anthony, like pro-level stuff. He's got the arm for it, and all it is timing. Red zone, back shoulder throw. Me and the quarterback and the receiver are better than y'all. We better than y'all. We on the same wavelength. Back shoulder, boom. Soon as he turns, boom. Don't see it. And this is just stuff that you need because I know people see some people are still stuck on the some people are still stuck on the we're just now getting good again. Okay, that's fine. But what are the goals for the season? We're expected, it is at least over here, we're expecting to beat Ohio State. We're expecting to win the Big Ten, and then now you in the big boy. Now you in that big boy water. Georgia, maybe Bama. Tennessee is putting up big numbers. You're gonna need an offense, or that run game better be elite. You see, so if we're trying to go to the playoff, you might run into a team. Georgia's still undefeated. We might run into them again. You best have that pass game ready, because them big boys down south, they'll stop that run game. Alabama, but hardly anybody has beaten Alabama by running the ball. You beat Alabama by throwing the ball. Yeah, I'm not making this stuff up. I'm not making this stuff up. So we have to remember what the goals are. The goal is to try to win a championship. You got to get that passing game going. I'm sorry, bro. Like, you got to get it going. Yes, we may be able to win the Big Ten with this style, but get the pass game up to speed. It's like they don't even want to get it up to speed. Antoine Johnson says, Johnny, the smartest coach teams are not going to let Michigan throw them 3 simple routes at them. People think because we're running the ball, that's all we need. They don't remember Georgia. I remember. I remember, bro. I remember. See, I got all these videos of me talking about this stuff. Sometimes I just go through and watch what I said before the game, after, or whatever, because a lot of the times I know what's coming, so I'll speak about it. Just like Michigan State. I told you what was going to happen. We're going to stop their run. They're going to start throwing one-on-one balls. We better put 2 safeties over the top. Ball game. That's exactly what I said. So I go back and watch this stuff and listen and see what I was thinking or whatever. I don't forget what happened last year. Like, a lot of people forget about what happened last year. Like, we made it through. We ran through the Big Ten, except Michigan State. And then we got our doors kicked in because we thought we could just run the ball on Georgia. An epically great defense. We thought our game plan was we're going to run right at them. What did our offensive line had the shirt? Run the dang ball. we wearing shirts that saying what we about to do. George was like, all right. I guess we know what's coming. They finna try to run it on us. We got this. Like, bro, no. They wearing shirts. Run the dang ball. They telling them what we trying to do. You got to come better. So we definitely need somebody like Mentor with on offense that can make adjustments, because the run game looks fine right now. I mean, the run game is the run game, but let's say somebody stops our run game. How can we manufacture it? Do you have the jet sweeps ready to go with plays that counter that can be countered off of that to set up something else? Do we have running back screens? I ain't seen a running back screen since Chris Evans' freshman season. What was that, 2016? I ain't seen a running back screen for 5 years. Are you kidding me? So running back screens, things like that. Like, I'm just saying, if we do run through Ohio State, I don't want to get our doors kicked in the playoff again. That's something you only want to experience once. I don't want to experience that. Let's see. Oh, I'm hard on them. I'm hard on them, bro, because the goal is we want to. I think people are just happy to win the Big Ten. See, if you're happy to just win the Big Ten, you're just like, this is great. This is great. And then we might lose to Ohio State, and then it ain't so great. They stop that run, and then the passing game ain't where we want it to be. Then it ain't so great. Then you mad again. See, I'm already looking at ways that we can lose, and I want it to be fixed. That's why I'm saying this stuff. You go watch Devin Gardner. He's saying the same stuff I'm saying, Because when you know football, you think ahead and you see the mistakes. You see the chinks in your armor. I want to win a national championship. Some of y'all might just be happy with beating Michigan State, beating Penn State. We're beating them to lose bad. We're beating them every other year. I want a national championship. What I say on my last live, I remember seeing Woodson with the rose in his mouth. That feeling of we are the champions, living in Michigan, that pride that we had. See, I felt that. So I remember how it felt to be a champion for Michigan. I don't think some of y'all remember that or was paying attention, or y'all might be too young. But I remember how it felt to be proud that we are the champion. You can say, oh, it was a half championship. Yeah, right. Everybody knows Michigan was the champion that year. Nobody want to hear that. So that's the goal. The goal is to be able to pass on this team or to run on this team. You're not going to be able to run down the throat of a good or great team. It's just not how it works. Now this is a funny comment to me. Don Brown was getting paid all that money just because Mel Tucker getting about $9 million. Mel Tucker they got 95. You see how that's working out. Just because these dudes get a check don't mean they got all their ducks in a row to be ready for greatness. I'm just being honest, like for real. This ain't a new Harbaugh. This is Harbaugh. This is what he does. He gonna run that rock. Now, what I hope, this is my hope. Now, I just said all that. I went on a long rant about talking about us. Now, this is my hope. So I'm gonna tear you down and I'm gonna build you back up. This is my hope. I hope that he's doing like, what was that, 2018 or 2019, where we were just running the ball, whatever. And then 2 games before Ohio State, he let Shea Patterson just sling it. I think Shea had like 350 or 400 in one game and came back the next game and had like 300 or 400 again with like 3-4 TDs. Now, I'm hoping that's what he's leading up to. Because honestly, he needs to. He needs to let JJ have a game or two. If you look at who we're playing against, and we've got mismatches, we have mismatches that we can be exploited in the pass game. Let JJ have those games. JJ and the receivers have those games, like he did that year. Because that year when my pregame videos before the Michigan State game, and I think it was either Indiana or Illinois, I was like, we probably just gonna run it again like we've been doing. And he let Shea Patterson sling it. And then the next game, I said he probably gonna go back to normal. He let him sling it again, trying to get him ready for what was coming in Ohio State. That's I think that's the 62-40 whatever game when they scored like 62. But he was trying to get the pass game ready and Shea Patterson ready for what he would need to do. So I'm hoping that's what he's thinking. See? See? I tear you down, I'll build you back up. Let's see. I think Eric All is done for the year. From what I believe, he might be able. I don't know. It's pretty late in the season, but he might be able to come back. But I think he's done from what I'm hearing. Tuck bumming. D Brown says winning a college football playoff will not come down to us passing the ball. That is So that take is so lame. If we lose, it would be because we get dominated in the trenches. That's false. That's not lame, bro. That's just knowing who's won. Who won last year? I see. People think I make up stuff. People think I get on here and make up stuff. Who won last year? Georgia. What did Georgia do? They played good or great defense in the championship game. And Stetson Bennett, oh, y'all forgot, Stetson Bennett had the best game of his career in the championship, was throwing bombs, was making all types of plays. Who won before that? Who was it? Bama? LSU with Joe Burrow? What? Clemson? Trevor Lawrence? The game on defense. The game is won and lost in the trenches. But guess what? In the trenches, you still have to pass block and run block. So if you got good blocking, yeah, like right now, we can. Last year, we played Georgia. In the trenches, we couldn't run it. Just because you can't run it doesn't mean you're just automatically losing. That means we can't run it. Guess what? We got a quarterback right here that hands the ball off that hands the ball off. Let's let him do his job. Throw the ball. Now, can you pass block? Yeah, you still have to pass block, but football isn't just about running the ball. Every champion we've had over the last 5-6 years is throwing that thing. What are you talking about, bro? Come on. Yeah, but you're saying like passing the ball is nothing. You're saying it like passing the ball it doesn't mean anything. Like, no. Your take was, it just didn't make sense all the way. Yeah, okay. This is why I'm saying your take is misleading or it's just wrong. Okay, you're a great pass blocking team. You can't run the ball. You can't run block like Ohio State. But you've got great pass blocking. But your quarterback is garbage. What does it matter? You still have to, just because you win just because you're good at something in the trenches, you still have to have the complement in the other part of the game. Okay, you got a good running, you got a good offensive line that can run block. Your running back slow as can be. It ain't gonna matter. You still have to have the complementary things. Just because you're good in the trenches doesn't mean you automatically gonna win. That's the point I'm trying to make. Every team that has won a championship, they might have a good or great defense, but on the offensive side, they're complete. They've either got a great passing game, or like Georgia, they've got a good offense where they can pass it or run it. Pick one. So, yeah, you need the passing game. And just because you're good in the trenches don't mean that your quarterback is going to be able to be good. Don't mean that your wide receivers can create separation. Don't mean that your offensive coordinator knows how to scheme up some plays to get these dudes open. You got to get – boy, don't get me cooking, bro, because I'll cook. I cook with this football, bro. Antoine Johnson says, remember, Georgia people are so stupid. They only want one answer. What happens when another team has an answer for you for your run game? I guess we just lost. Let's see. If I was wide receiver for Michigan, I would be feeling some kind of way for real. For all we're saying is let them get more than one or two. Yeah, they got to let these receivers cook. Like, I swear I hate it. To me, I get to the point where I'm like, bro, why are you even recruiting these receivers? All you need is one receiver, and you might as well just recruit 5 tight ends. You might as well just get a bunch of tight ends. What the point of getting these receivers? Oh, Jazz 16. Best believe I made a video last year before the season, and it was about I was listening to it was ESPN, and they were talking about Brian Kelly, how he was trying to change the way he did things, and what it was about. So I made a video and saying Harbaugh is going to win his way. Harbaugh is going to win his way, and that's all we can ask him to do. But that doesn't mean I've seen Harbaugh throw the ball more than this. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him let his receivers get more shine than this. You know what I'm saying? And also, we have to worry about the red zone things like this. Me being on here talking, I just tell you what I see. I just tell people what I see because I know the game. So I tell people what I see, whether it could be right, it could be wrong, but some things I just see and they usually are right. That's why people listen to me a lot of the time, because most of the time I'm right about what I'm talking about. Bro, I'm not saying, we all know football is won and lost in the trenches, but you just said, oh, the talking about the passing game could win us a championship is lame. You know why it's not lame? Because we already have a great running game. If you get the passing game going with the great running game, who's going to stop us? What are you talking about? You're not understanding what I'm saying. We already have a great running game. So if we get the passing game going with the great running game, what does that sound like to you? A complete team. The defense looks like in the trenches, they're legit. The defense looks legit in the trenches. We've got a great running game. Offensive line is winning in the trenches. So now, with that great running game, have a good, consistent passing game. National championship. What are you talking about? Right now, it looks like we're the same team as last year, except JJ can run. So if they stop the run game, how will we win the championship, man? Stay with me. Failure to somebody, to people thinking, I actually know what I'm talking about, man. People think I just get on here and just like wake up out of bed and I ain't watch no football and just turn on the camera. Yo, like, come on, bro. The goal to win the championship, you have to do this. Bro, if you think you're just going to be able to run the ball down somebody's throat every year and win a championship, you're mistaken. You know how great you would have to be to accomplish that? You know how great who was our quarterback last year? You're just talking at this point, bro. Who was our quarterback last year? Cade McNamara. The only team Cade McNamara shredded was the worst pass defense in the country. Cade wasn't prepared to shred that Georgia defense, bro. Come on. And that's the point. You will face somebody that stops your run game. What's your plan for it? Like, what's your plan for it? Like, bro, the trenches are always there. But guess what? You might face a team with a good run defense. Okay, now we have to pass. What's our plan? How good is our passing game? Are we prepared to shred a team through the air? Just because you get bodied in the run game, can you shred a team? Ohio State gets Ohio State has had trouble running the ball the last 2 games. But they're still going to eat you through the air because they're prepared to do that. Bro, come on. This ain't rocket science, bro. Come on now. Like, I ain't even finna acknowledge this stuff because some of y'all y'all happy to just win the Big Ten, and that's fine. But over here, I'm talking about national championship stuff. Some of y'all just happy to win the Big Ten. We're gonna win the Big Ten, and then we get our doors knocked in when the playoff come. I seen that once. I don't want to see it again. I want this team prepared. Just like I bet you was 3 years ago saying Don Brown is the best. Don Brown. And I was on here year after year telling y'all Don Brown is garbage. Year after year telling folks Don Brown is trash. Year after year, Don Brown is boo-boo. And people thought I was just making it up. He's got good defensive stats. I'm like, no, he's trash. I'm telling you. When we play a team with this and that, he's going to get exposed. And every time we did, and people were, we can't win the Big Ten, and we can't. I said we needed a new defensive coordinator for 3 years, I believe. Then we get a new defensive coordinator, Big Ten championship, make the playoff. I know what I'm talking about, bro. Like, for real, bro. I know what I'm talking about. I might be wrong sometimes, but you better off betting on what I'm talking about. There's no Georgia D. Bro, just because there's no Georgia defense don't mean somebody can't stop our run game. Some of y'all got to stop this. Just because there's no all-time great defense, that don't mean somebody won't have a scheme to stop our run game. Come on, y'all. Come on. You play SEC teams, it goes up in talent. Come on, man. I'm about to stop some of y'all. I'm about to stop some of y'all because y'all killing me. Y'all making my heart rate go up like Don Brown. This is funny to me. Johnny, what are you going to say after we win a natty by running the ball? Eat crow, I hope. Eat crow? When I say, and this is what people don't think about, think I'm going to be mad. We won the championship by doing what I thought we couldn't do. I'm going to be happy. What are you talking about? Like I'm going to be like, wait, we won a championship and we was able to run the ball on everybody. Man, I'm mad. If I think we can't do something and we go out and do it, I'm happy. And as soon as I get on the video, I say, I thought we wasn't going to be able to run the ball. We did. I'm glad. I'm a Michigan fan. I just tell you what I see, man. Come on. I'm gonna be happy. Come on, like I'm gonna be sad. We ran the ball on Georgia and we won. Man, I wanted us to pass it and win. Man, come on. Appreciate the 199 super chat, bro. He says you think OSU is really going to give us a game. I mean, honestly, the thing that I hate about this year with Ohio State is they haven't really played anybody. So it's hard to say. Notre Dame, they had Notre Dame, which we thought would have been a test. Notre Dame, Penn State tested them for real. That was a good one to see. But Notre Dame's, I wanted to see how their defense would do against, but Notre Dame's offense is trash. It's been trash most of the year. So you really couldn't, all you could take from that was what Notre Dame's defense did, which they did our blueprint. Keep 2 safeties high. Don't let them get big plays. So we already have the blueprint on defense. We already know what to do on defense. Blitz every now and then, keep two safeties high, stop the run, and tackle. Don't let them get these long plays. If they catch the ball, make the tackle. But on defense, but with our offense going against their defense, it's like, will they stop how much better are they? Because me just watching them in some of their games, they do a lot of run blitzes from what I saw. Those linebackers, when they read, when it's a run, they're coming. So, but watching that Penn State game, Penn State was getting good yardage. Like if they had Blake Corum, Penn State might have won that game, honestly. Because I don't know if Singleton was hurt or what, but he didn't play as much as I thought that he would have. Like they started the game and he wasn't playing. They had Allen playing. But yeah, I think this is gonna be a good game, honestly. Because I'm not for sure, and we still got about a month to go. Because like right now is when, and let me remind people, because people seem to forget. Last year, we were complaining about this same stuff with the red zone. People forget about this stuff. I just don't forget. We were complaining last year about the same thing because we lost to Michigan State because we kicked all those field goals. Michigan State could have been blown out last year. We kicked all those field goals. We were complaining about the red zone. Then if it was either week 9 or week 10, Hassan Haskins got in the zone and was unstoppable from the 10 going in. People forget that stuff. Our red zone, we were having red zone troubles, and Hassan Haskins, Blake Corum got hurt, so it was just Hassan, and Hassan entered that realm of I'm scoring. Like I'm either going over the top or I'm running somebody over. I'm getting in that end zone. So, hopefully we figured the red zone out. But right now, Ohio State is struggling with the red zone and having to deal with those two safeties high and things that teams are doing. So right now, I'm just on like, we're going to see. I want to see who's clicking right before the game. I'm kind of ready to see that. But we got to get there. That's 4 more weeks. So hopefully we're clicking and the pass game is clicking at that point. Because this is my problem right now. Because like they was just saying all that stuff in the chat. Right now we're having trouble in the red zone. Just trying to run it down people's throats. It's like y'all watch the games, but y'all don't watch the game. All y'all see is we won, and then y'all just move on. You struggle in the red zone and you kick field goals, and if you're consistently doing that game by game, and you play somebody with as much talent as you or more talent, it's going to bite you in the butt and you're going to lose. I don't make this stuff up. I just know what I'm talking about. The Warrior Walsh, appreciate the 199 super chat. He says, how will our defense fare against OSU offense? I think they'll fare pretty good. It's the same game plan. This is our game plan just in general. Stop everyone's run game. I don't think Ohio State will be able to consistently run on us. Now, so we stopped their run. Now it's two safeties high most of the time. Hopefully, I trust Jesse Minter. I believe he's going to have those two safeties high most of the game. Now it's about tackling. Ohio State players making catches and getting them to the ground. You know what I'm saying? So I think our defense fares well. And when they do matriculate down the field, it's about holding them to field goals. We don't hold Ohio State to those field goals last year. Who knows how that game turns out? The difference was we got 6 touchdowns. They had what? 2. I think they got 2 touchdowns and they kicked 2 field. They got 3 touchdowns and kicked 2 field goals. Ball game. So if we're allowing them to get touchdowns, the game changes. It's about holding. Both teams have to see who can stop the other team in the red zone to hold them 2-3. Yes, bro, we know the trenches. You're saying this like this is something mind-boggling. The trenches. We all know about the trenches, bro. We know. We manhandled them in the trenches. We know. I think the last 7-8 games, whoever runs the ball best has won the game. So yes, the trenches. We know. But you still, just because you do something in the trenches, you still have to have other players in the scheme play well. Just like you could try to win in the trenches, but if you got a safety over, just like when those Don Brown years. With Urban and I think Ryan Day was the offensive coordinator there then. We would come out and we would have blitzes set up. And you know what Ryan Day would do? Or this might have been Urban. This was probably Urban telling him to do it because he didn't do it last year. He'd have seven guys back there blocking so he could make those throws. Smart football. So if my offensive line probably needs help, they're going to be blitzing. You know what I do? I give them help. Yeah, their front four might be better than my offensive line. But you know what a smart coach does? I give them help. So you're talking all this trench talk, but there's ways around it if you're smart. If you're smart, just like last year, he didn't give his tackles help. Oh, my tackles are going in the NFL. They can handle Aiden and Ojabo. Ball game. 3 sacks from Aiden Hutchinson alone. But that's bad coaching on his part because he should have gave them help. You know what Georgia did? Georgia said, we're not going to let Aiden Hutchinson beat us. We're going to run away from him. We're going to give him help. We're going to give the tackles help. Coaching matters. Ain't just the trenches. The trenches, yeah. But you have to. Football is chess. It's not checkers. Exactly, bro. Like Ryan Day was dumb for that. I believe that was Urban Meyer those years that was like, nah, I'm gonna give help. Ryan Day last year said, I'm not helping him. Okay, you want to be dumb and not and not give your offensive line help? And they destroyed him. And Aiden and Ojabo destroyed him. So yeah, the trenches, but this coaching matters, bro. It's just not like, oh, we lining up, you know what I'm saying? And we just doing this stuff. Like it's. But you keep saying trenches like I'm not saying that matters. But you can win in the trenches, but you still have to have the other players to execute. You can give a quarterback all day. If he trash, it don't matter. We won in the trenches. He was untouched. But you got John O'Corn back there. It ain't gonna matter because he don't know how to throw the ball. He don't know how to read the defense correctly. That's what you're not understanding. You keep talking about this trench talk. I might just make a separate video and just talk about the trenches with you. These trenches, yeah. Every one of my videos, I talk about the trenches. We're gonna stop the run and we're gonna do this. We're gonna stop the run. That's the trenches. That's Mozzie. That's Jalen Harrell. That's Chris Jenkins. That's Mike Morris. But you got to understand there's other parts to the game. So just like this, Michigan State. What was being done? Peyton Thorne, 3-step drop, gets rid of the ball quick. You ain't got time to win in the trenches when somebody gets rid of the ball in a second. 1, 2, 3, Boom. You ain't got time to win in the trenches when he's doing that. You know how you win? You put two safeties over the top. So there's other parts to the game, bro. Like trenches, it's one in the trenches, but let's not just forget about other parts of the game. That's why I'm on you, because you're not understanding that for some reason. There's other parts to the game. I can run a 3-step drop, and I can run a 3-step, 2-step drop, and if my receiver is better than your corner and you refuse to give your corner help, I'm about to cook you all game, dog. Your pass rush ain't going to get there fast enough. 1, 2, boom, it's out. 1, 2, 3, boom, it's out. How you think Tom Brady was killing all these years in New England? He was doing 3-step drops, 1, 2, boom, getting it out. Your pass rush don't have time. Come on, man. I'm serious with this. I ain't just wake up and just decide to start making videos. I know football, bro. This is a fact, bro. Ohio State's passing schemes, and there's something serious. Bro, y'all the one made me start cooking y'all about this trench talk. y'all just talking about this running game, so I just been hammering y'all with what football is. Maybe we should, bro. I ain't got time to fish like you. What you got on there? That's a walleye? That's a walleye, ain't it? I ain't barely got time to fish. But if you don't want to watch me, bro, you ain't got to be here. For real. Can't get mad because we on here talking. This is my channel. If you don't like what you're hearing, you ain't got to be here, bro. I'm just saying, bro. See, we got the same point, but you just missing it. You think I'm not acknowledging that football is won in the trenches? Like, nobody's not saying that it's not won in the trenches, but you can block. You still have to have the complement. You still need a good running back. You still need a good receivers. You still need a competent quarterback that knows how to read defenses and can put the ball in certain places. Like, that's what you're not getting that part. Not a walleye. Oh my God. Exactly. So things matter. Things like this matter. So that's just what I'm talking about, bro. Like, the game, I done forgot what we was even talking about, because this man went with this trenches. It made me get hot about talking about the trench. You can't win a championship just to pass a game. I mean, come on. It's about having It's about having a complete offense. Yeah, if we can run the ball down everybody's throat, that's great. But it's just not likely that you will be able to do that. That's the point. Yeah, it would be love if I just believed that we would be able to run it down everybody's throat. Like, ain't nobody ever gonna be able to stop us. I wouldn't talk about it. But it's just not likely. So to have the balance, exactly, you need the passing game to be prepared to be like, okay, let's say it's a game. Let's say it's Illinois. So, Illinois' defense is for real. So it could be Illinois. They stopped the run game. JJ needs to throw it 45 times for us to win. Is he in the receivers ready to do that? Are you confident that we could win that game with him doing that? Let's see. Cool Moet says all we need now is to send Johnny over the top to have Don Brown call in and talk about trenches. Nah, bro. See, that's Don Brown. See, he did that on purpose, I believe. He put that D Brown. He got that D Brown on there, knowing it mean Don Brown. It just came on here to just get my blood pressure boiling with that Don Brown energy. With that one called energy. You did that on purpose, bro. You got me. You got me. You got me. You did that on purpose. You came in here with that Don Brown energy and you just wanted to get my blood boiling. I know what you did, bro. I know what you did. Yeah. And this is facts right here. I only believe OSU's wide receivers are better simply because we don't use ours. Exactly. We don't know how good, like me, I remember, I just remember stuff. Even stuff I don't want to remember, I just remember it. But I remember us throwing fades to Cornelius against Wisconsin. Was that last year? I believe it was. I remember us doing this. I remember last year against Michigan State in the red zone. JJ throwing it up to Andrew Anthony. Like we've got these dudes that have the talent to do these things. We just don't use them. And so when people are like, oh, the receivers aren't doing, man, them receivers can make plays. Either it's the concept or they just trying not to. It's the concept, which means the route tree, the routes that they have them running. They're just not calling it. Or Harbaugh's just happy to just run the ball, which is fine if it works. Honestly, I just somewhat feel bad for these dudes. Like, let these receivers get some shine, man. Like, for real. Oh, yeah, it was bland. It was bland. And I could sit on here and talk about all our run game is great, but that would be boring. Our run game is great. I don't think anybody will ever be able to stop it, but okay, now what? So I have to critique the team. And honestly, like, let's say JJ didn't play that well last week. He didn't play that well last week. So honestly, you want to get him feeling as confident going into Ohio State as possible. You want everybody feeling confident and ready to click on all cylinders because you don't know. A game can play out so many ways. You don't know what type of game it is. Let's say our defense is slowing OSU down, but somehow they're getting touchdowns. Like, it's not easy, but they're getting touchdowns. And this is the other thing. Let's say we get in a shootout. Let's say we get in a shootout and they're not just stopping the run, but they're stifling the run. So we're not just being able to run it and get 6 and 7 every time we want to. And we get it in a shootout, or we get down early. Okay, JJ, we got to conserve the clock. Now we need to pass it more. Are you ready? So games can play out a bunch of different ways. Right now, the defense is just playing so well that we're hardly ever down. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in the offense too. Like, we're hardly ever down. So don't get it twisted that it's just like, I just want the team to be prepared for everything. You know what I'm saying? I just want them to be prepared for everything and be clicking in the red zone. I mean, obviously, but want to be prepared for everything. That's what I like. Okay, we can't play man defense on them in this too deep. Okay, we can run zone. We can run this. You know what I'm saying? Okay, we can't run the ball good. JJ, your game. Okay, we can't pass the ball that well on these guys. They got a good pass defense. All right, Blake, get them. Okay, this team's just got a great defense in general. Okay, how can we scheme up ways to win this game? Whether it's wide receiver screens, running back screens, jet sweeps, play actions, the route tree. I like to be prepared for everything. Not just, okay, we're going to run it. Oh, they stopped our run. What next? I don't got no backup plan. I just thought we was going to be able to run it down the throat. What you looking at me for? You mean we can't run it? I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing for this. Yeah, but look at who you talking about, bro. And Harbaugh is gonna be Harbaugh. He's gonna run the ball, but you have to get prepared. But look who you talking about. Andrew Luck. This dude was was built like a monster. This dude was built like a monster to run, pass, NFL Pro Bowler. Now we'll see how good JJ is, but come on. Yeah, and it's just about reps. It's just about reps. You have to have reps in game. Let's see. Go watch JK 49er teams, same as UM now. Run, play D. Of course. We know Harbaugh. That's what he does. Everywhere he goes, he's gonna run the ball. But that doesn't mean you can't have the passing game prepared, bro. Like, come on. Just like I just brought up 2018. We were running the ball down everybody's throat. The last two games, he gave Shea Patterson the keys to throw it. And Shea threw for like 350 or 400 and backed it up with another 350 or 400. So he ain't stupid. Y'all can just say he gonna run the ball, but he knows when he needs to get that pass game prepared. He knows. And that's why I'm on here talking about it. Let's see. The fact that Braylon Edwards is our last first round skill position player is a travesty. How do we make the final cut with some of these receivers? You can't if you don't throw the ball. I mean, DPJ's doing well. Nico's starting to come on in the league. Those, even then, they were underutilized. And those dudes were the best players on the team at that time. Because who do we have in the backfield? Was it Hassan one year? I'm not Devion Smith. I'm Karan Higdon, I believe. So Nico, 2019, Nico was definitely our best player. Let's see. I guess I'm gonna stay on here for about 6 more minutes. Yeah. And I watched Zach Smith. I don't know if a lot of y'all like him or not, but I watch his channel, Zach Smith, and he was just talking about it today. Because he's like me. He'll talk about his team and talk about other, but he's gonna keep it real. So but basically what he was saying was their defensive backs are suspect. But on his end, he was like, Michigan doesn't exploit that. They don't use that. So it might not bite us in the butt because they don't use their receivers. I said Stanford got better when he left. Yeah, let's hope it's the trajectory, bro. Let's hope. And Harbaugh doesn't trust if Harbaugh doesn't trust, and this is any player. If he doesn't really trust you, he ain't finna be out there. Like CJ Stokes fumbled. He just now got back in the game against Penn State. He sat for all those games because he fumbled in the first one. Like he has to have some supreme confidence in you. So, and for him to let JJ loose, he's gonna have to really trust him. You know, especially since this is his first year as a starter, and he's got some of that bonehead in him, some of those bonehead mistakes. But he's slowly getting better at that. Like he threw the ball away. He did the little spin move he does, but instead of trying to make something out of nothing, he just threw it away. That's him learning. Like to get Harbaugh's full trust, you got to make smart plays. Yeah, he don't rush him. He don't rush him, but let's not act like Harbaugh's got the greatest quarterback development, because he doesn't. I'm just being real. It seems like to me, the longer a player plays with Harbaugh as a quarterback, they kind of digress. That's just what I've seen. Because he don't make mistakes. Don't make mistakes. So the best quarterback, and this is just my opinion, the best quarterback we had from what I felt like under Harbaugh, and this is when we still had Jed Fish, who is a great offensive coordinator / quarterback coach, was Jake Rudock. And I know people are going to say, well, he wasn't that good at first because he transferred in from Iowa and he was struggling to get the offense. Once he got the offense down like mid-season, he was shredding teams. I wish he could have came. If Jake Rudock comes back 2016, we probably beat Ohio State easily and beat Iowa. I don't think we lose until maybe the championship or the playoff or something. Because dude, by the time he left, because he only got that 1 year, he was a beast. I was mad he couldn't come back. Yeah, Michigan wastes a lot of talent, receiver talent. They just waste them. I mean, it's just is what it is with Harbaugh, because that's just his scheme. He's gonna run the ball 70% of the time, 75% of the time. So receivers don't get to showcase themselves that much. The only time he will really let them, like that Ohio State game, 2018, 2019, we got behind because they were scoring 14 a quarter. We got behind, and it was like, all right, Shea, it's on you, bro. Like, if you don't. So even that game, he came out throwing because he knew Don Brown's defense was trash, and we're going to have to score to keep up with these boys. Even though Don Brown could have just ran man with two safeties high, but he was just struggling because he never got the players prepared to try to run anything else. But in those games, Harbaugh knew, like, all right, Shea, we're going to try to throw to set up the run, or this is your game. We living and dying with you because it's going to be a shootout. Jazz 16 says, I think this is the new defense in college football, Johnny. They aren't going to let you throw deep because it's emotionally hard on the team giving up deep passes. I mean, teams still throw deep, I guess. It's just if a team has two safeties high, to throw on a team, like let's say a team has two safeties high, and you still want to throw it. It's just about scheme. You have to, okay, the corner's on him. He's in man coverage. You have to make that safety because the safeties are basically splitting the field in half, and then there's weakness in the middle. So you got two safeties high. You just have to make that safety make a decision. You have to put him in a compromising position. Okay. And this is the simplest way I can say it. You got two safeties high over here. I got doubles over here. That means two receivers. I got Roman Wilson on a go route. I got Ronnie Bell running the deep post. That safety, Roman Wilson on that go route, he's going to pull that safety with him because he's the deepest. Ronnie Bell will be able to get a deep post. You run a good deep post, that's 30 yards. Now, if you work the receiver and the ball's placed right, you might be able to get 30 off the catch and then run for who knows how much. So just because a team has two safeties high, you now it's about your scheme and your coaching. Okay, they got too high. We ain't just gonna throw deep bombs because that would be dumb, and we're gonna be throwing in the coverage. Unless you got a freak of nature like Nico, then you could just throw it up. But okay, now I have to scheme. How can I get my receivers open? Because we need a chunk play. We need a chunk play. How am I going to do this? So that's why certain times I talk about the coaching. Okay, we can't run on Georgia. What's my backup plan? Well, that's on the coach. What are you going to do? What's your plan? Hold on, y'all. All right, y'all. Let's see. Appreciate the $5 super chat for what you did to me, Don Brown. I'm just messing with you, D Brown. Appreciate it, bro. And I appreciate it, Jazz 16 with the $10 super sticker. Yeah, running. I mean, they're both demoralizing, but I think running, being able to just do like we did Penn State, that just makes a team want to quit because deep passes, you can kind of scheme for that, but like he was saying with the trenches, if you can just run on somebody, it just makes them want to quit because you can't do nothing. Like, okay, and now, okay, we running it. Now we hitting you with play action passes and the deep ball is going, or we're getting slant, whatever type of plays off the play action because you just can't stop the run. Now you committing other guys to the run and we scheming off of that. So running the ball demoralizes teams, but everybody's so pass happy, so teams are more prepared for the pass, which also leads into Harbaugh going with his game plan. We need to scheme better routes for wide receivers. It's dope. Yeah, there was, and this is more of a Moore and Weiss thing because last year is, and I was talking about Josh Gaddis last year, like we ain't gonna miss him that much, and obviously we really don't because Harbaugh's philosophy is gonna be his philosophy: run the ball no matter who's here. But as you can see, where we do miss Gaddis is he was able to scheme up better passing concepts, at least. I'll give him that. He was because Weiss and Moore, I don't know if they really just know what they're doing with the passing concepts. I don't know if they know what they're doing. They worry me. Now, that's really what worries me is their concepts. D Brown says we're going to be 2 or 3 in the playoff watch. If we destroy Ohio State, we might be number 1. Depending on how we beat them. and depending on how the SEC shakes out, because Georgia play Tennessee play this week. So let's say Georgia loses to Tennessee. Then Tennessee loses to Bama. Then you got all those, so you probably gonna have all those 1-loss SEC teams will be undefeated. We're gonna get the top spot, depending on how things shake out. Now, let's say Tennessee. Now, if Tennessee beats Georgia, beats Alabama again, which it's gonna be hard for them to beat Alabama twice. It's always hard to beat a team twice. But let's say they somehow beat Alabama, then they'll be number one because their schedule is just ridiculous. Beating Alabama twice, beating Georgia, and all the other SEC teams. So, well, we'll see. No, that was my dog whining to go outside. That was my dog whining. He just whining and whining. How confident am I about the OSU game? I'm very confident right now. But honestly, I was a little bit more confident last year, somewhat. But this year I'm a little bit more confident because we have the blueprint on defense. So right now, my question isn't the defense. My question is the offense, if they're able to slow down our run game. What's our plan to still exploit them? Because you running those little plays, those little curls and hitches to Schoonmaker, as we just saw against Michigan State, teams are starting to notice that stuff and they're starting to sit on it. Now, I'll give it to JJ. Even when he threw that ball, he threw it in a place that only Schoonmaker could get it, but it just went through his hands. But teams are going to start sitting on that stuff. And Ohio State's player, he just got a pick on a play like that where Clifford threw it a little bit late. The linebacker is sitting there and he jumped it. So when you start playing teams with as much talent as you, some stuff you just can't get away with. And then all that film of us running that same play, little hitches and stuff, it's on film. Little curls, it's on film. So if you try to do that stuff, they'll be sitting and waiting to jump it. You say, let's see my dog. It's what is he? My dog is he's pit. He's a mutt. He's mixed. He's pit, and I think he's lab. I'm not sure what he's mixed with, but you can see the pit in his face. Yeah, I believe Ohio State is overrated. Like definitely. Like I believe they still have a lot of weaknesses in their game, but we still got to go out there and execute. They ain't just gonna give us the game. Let's not forget that they mad. So they won't be like last year. I think they just thought they could show up and they'd win because a lot of those players, and that goes into they haven't really just beat us. It's kind of a newer team. So a lot of them, I mean, you had like Olave and some of those dudes but like CJ Stroud, CJ Stroud, some of those other dudes, they don't know because we didn't play in 2020. So it's about them dudes. So they're going to be angry like we were angry at Michigan State. Now you still have to go out there and execute though. So just because they might be mad or whatever, they came into that game last year. It's just Michigan. We're going to run over them. Man, they don't beat us. And then boom, boom, boom. They getting Coach, these boys for real. I ain't got no help for you. Them tackles getting done in by Aiden. Coach, give me help. Nah, you straight. Coach, I need help. Nah, you good, bro. I I can't give you help. I told everybody you was good enough to handle Aiden one-on-one. I can't give you no help now. It's gonna make me look bad. I done hyped you up. Come on. Get him. Come on, man. You can't block him. Aiden over there. You, I'm coming for you. Aiden over there, dude looking over the sideline for Ryan Day to give him some help. Aiden over there, I'm coming through you, boy. I'm coming for you. I'm coming. Done threw dude about 5 feet. Like, man. So they wasn't ready for what was coming for them last year. So, so they probably gonna be a little bit more prepared for Michigan this year. Everybody sitting there like, Coach, I need help, man. I need help. Oh, Aiden over there. Oh, you need help. I'm coming to help you, boy. I'm gonna be there soon. Just hold on. Yeah, I'm coming for you. Don't look to Coach. Coach ain't gonna help you. I'm coming. Oh my God, bro. So I'm guessing that they're gonna be more prepared for what we do. Hold on, y'all. Come on. Yeah, so I'm hoping they're gonna be a little bit more prepared for what we do. Well, I'm not hoping. You would think they would. I'm thinking that. Venice says Styles makes fight and OSU doesn't match well against us anymore with style we play. They have to boat race to beat us. And that's a fact, bro. That's a fact because it is a difference in styles. And that's the thing. And we gave the blueprint, just like Notre Dame used it, Penn State used it. You know, we gave the blueprint on how to slow them down. Iowa was using it. I mean, they played cover 4, so they got 2 safeties over the top. You know what I'm saying? But that's the blueprint. So the defense, the defense still got to play. They still got to show up and show out and make tackles, but that's the blueprint. And them being pass happy just makes them softer. He's made Ohio State soft because Urban Meyer, that he wasn't soft. I'm so glad dude is gone because that dude was, you can say whatever you want about him, whatever. But as far as football and building a tough, hard-nosed team, his teams were tough because he's going to run that rock. Urban is like Jim. He don't care how he wins. Oh, we can't throw it? All right. Good thing I got a mobile quarterback, JT, QB draw. JT, QB power. He don't care. QB sneak. He don't care. He just, as long as he gets his win, he's straight. And also with CJ Stroud doesn't like to run. He says, I'm a quarterback. I'm not here to run the ball. So that also helps us a lot because we've been killed from Ohio State's quarterbacks running on us, whether it was JT Barrett, Dwayne Haskins, his first start when I think he was a freshman. He came in when JT got hurt. Dwayne Haskins, he came in and picked up some first downs. Justin Fields, Braxton Miller, like running quarterbacks. Since they've had running quarterbacks, it's really hurt us because we weren't really getting them like that. And when we had them, we didn't have a team around them that good. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we had Denard. Denard was able to beat him that one year. And Devin Gardner came very close. But yeah, I'm glad CJ Stroud doesn't like to run. Yeah, stay in that pocket. Yeah. Stay in that pocket if you want to. You just make it easier on our defenders. He says they're gonna have JSN by the time we play. That's not guaranteed. He's going and getting consultations from what's the doctor, the big name doctor that everybody goes to. He's going to him to get it checked on his hamstring. I was just listening to Zach Smith, and he was like, it's not guaranteed that he's even going to be available this year. Like that's them hoping that he'll be able to come back, but it's not guaranteed. So he might not even be able to play. They're hoping he'll be ready, but by the time they play us, but it's not guaranteed. Definitely. That's the blueprint, bro. That's the blueprint. Stop their run game. I'm not sure anybody will be able to run on us. At least in the Big Ten. I'm not sure anybody will be able to run on us consistently. I said this before the season started. Because it didn't take nothing but me looking at the roster. I saw Mozzie. I saw Chris Jenkins. Dudes that have been there. Mozzie, Chris Jenkins. Talking about Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, Cam Goody, the transfers from UCF. What's the other dude's name? Was it Jalen Perry? No, that ain't his name, is it? It's another big dude. I don't know if that's his name or not, but we're stouter. We have too many different dudes that are huge. So it's like, okay. Because that's what a run game does. You'll wear out the defense, the D line, the D tackles. But okay, Mozzie's tired. All right, Mason, get in there. Chris Jenkins is tired. All right, Kenneth Grant, get in there. There's just too many of these big boys. So the depth is just ridiculous. Mike Morris moved to the inside. Like, there's just too many of them. The question is, and then I'm gonna get off of here. Does anybody know what happened to Nakai Hill Green? Is this dude still on the team? I've been trying to Google him. Nothing pops up. Harbaugh hasn't talked about him in some weeks, probably about 3 weeks or something. He was supposed to be ready for game 2 with this soft tissue. He's not on the injury report. Only people I see on the injury thing are Eric All and Cade McNamara. So, does anybody know what's going on with Nakai Hill Green? Anybody? What's up, bro? Illinois game should be fine. Hopefully they have their clinch by then, or their game with Purdue the next week decides it. That way they want to rest just like us. You heard he's not coming back? That has to be, I mean, that has to be what it is. But they don't even put him on the injury report. That's what I hate about college. They don't tell you anything. Yeah, see, I knew it was a soft tissue, but I just didn't. They said he was supposed to come back like week 2. That's what Harbaugh said. He should be ready. Appreciate it, Jazz 16. Let's see. Illinois, the thing about Illinois is Illinois probably has the best defense in the conference right now, despite what we're doing. Now, I know somebody's going to say, well, who have they played? I mean, they ain't played Ohio State or Michigan or Penn State, so I guess you have to take it with a grain of salt. But if you go look up their scores and what they've been doing, it looked like they might be for real. But the one game that they lost to Indiana, the pass happy Indiana game. I didn't watch that game, so I don't know exactly what took place. But I guess you do have to take their defensive stats with a grain of salt in the Big Ten, because you ain't played Penn State, you ain't played Ohio State or Michigan. So I guess we're going to have to see if they for real. I think they play Michigan State this week, so I guess that'll be a little something. I mean, Michigan State can't run the ball, but I guess he ain't gonna learn nothing but from that game. I guess he will have to wait because we ain't gonna learn much from the Michigan State Illinois game. Oh, so he's still on the team. He's just done for the year, probably. I don't know how they lost to him. I believe that was their first game of the year, I think. I think that was their first game. Their running back has been putting up numbers. He's putting up numbers like Blake. Yeah, Illinois 7-1. Yeah, their first Big Ten game, they lost 23-20 to Indiana. Their running back had 36 carries for 199. He's putting up numbers. Looks like Indiana just was able to, that pass happy offense, they had 330 passing yards. But look at their defensive scores. Indiana 23-20. They played Virginia 24-3, beat them 20. They've only lost to Indiana. So Virginia 24-3. Chattanooga 31-0. Wisconsin 34-10. Iowa 9-6. Minnesota. And Minnesota's when Tanner Morgan was healthy, Minnesota's offense been pretty good this year. You know, they got Mo Ibrahim 26-14. So their defense is playing. Now, this is puzzling to me because Mo Ibrahim had 127 on 15 carries. I'm not sure if he got hurt in that game or what happened. Seemed like they would have just kept running him. What the heck? Looks like they just couldn't throw it at all. I don't know. I might have to watch that game again and see exactly what happened. 9-6, yeah. Nebraska, 26-9. Them folks playing some defense. I don't care what nobody say. Illinois is playing some defense, bro. Like, come on. 26-9. So the most points they've given up is 23 to Indiana. That's for the season. Minnesota only got 14. Wisconsin only got 10. Nebraska only got 9. Them folks playing some D. I mean, it is what it is. But I guess I'm going to get off of here, y'all. I'm going to make the Rutgers video probably tomorrow. And then, you know, the Rutgers is a night game. I'm about tired of these night games, having to sit and wait all day for us to play. Then when the game over, it's like 11:30. You know, I'm about tired of these night games, bro. OSU fans, all we got to do is stop the run. Yeah, saying all you got to do is stop the run, it's easier said than done. That's for sure. Yeah, Illinois' running back is nice. So it's gonna be two old school team philosophies going at it. And that's strong running game, strong defense. It's gonna figure out who's better at it. It's like a old school Wisconsin Michigan game, basically. But in the past, Michigan had the better quarterback, which seems to be the case this year. So that's a game that JJ should be the difference maker. That's if they can stop the run, you know. But I mean, Ibrahim, he was toting it on him, so I don't see why Blake couldn't. You know what I'm saying? So we will see. Appreciate the $10 super chat. Jazz 16. Oh, you good. You in the West Coast, bro. I'm tired of these night games. I'm tired of them, man. I didn't had enough of them. One night game a year is enough for me, honestly. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I'm going to get off of here, y'all. Like the video, subscribe. Appreciate everybody joining in. Don Brown, D Brown. I like the back and forth, but you made my blood boil with that trenches, and you're not talking about the complementary football. Everybody's got to complement each other. The offensive line, the running backs has to complement them. The receivers, the quarterbacks. It's about being collective as a team, gelling and complementing each other. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got for this one, y'all. I appreciate all the super chats, everybody joining in, the live, the callers that called in. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. We got Rutgers up next. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, go blue.